On Sunday morning, October 19th, 2025, the impossible happened. The Louvre Museum, home to the world's most famous artworks and protected by what experts called the best security system on the planet, was robbed in broad daylight. 4 thieves walked away with 8 priceless artifacts from the French crown jewels collection in just 7 minutes. This wasn't some Hollywood fantasy or late-night break-in under cover of darkness. This was a meticulously planned heist executed while tourists wandered the halls and security guards stood at their posts. The audacity was breathtaking, the execution flawless, and the implications terrifying for every major museum in the world. What you're about to discover will shock you. The level of sophistication these criminals displayed, the vulnerabilities they exploited, and the shocking truth about the Louvre's security that made this theft possible. By the end of this investigation, you'll understand exactly how they pulled off what many considered impossible, and why this heist has sent shockwaves through the global art world. But first, let me paint you a picture of just how brazen this operation really was. Picture this scene. It's 9:30 in the morning on a busy Sunday. The Louvre has already opened its doors to thousands of eager visitors from around the world. Families are taking selfies, tour guides are explaining centuries of history, and security guards are making their routine patrols. Everything appears normal until a construction vehicle rolls up to the museum's exterior wall, facing the Seine River. What happened next would be talked about for decades. The thieves didn't sneak through underground tunnels or rappel from helicopters like some action movie. They drove right up to one of the world's most secure buildings in what police later described as a mobile freight elevator equipped with a metal ladder. They parked directly outside the Apollo Gallery, the very wing that houses France's crown jewels, and began setting up construction cones around their vehicle. To anyone watching, they looked like legitimate construction workers performing routine maintenance on the historic building. Here's where it gets absolutely wild. These criminals had done their homework so thoroughly that they knew exactly where construction work was already taking place on the museum's facade. They blended seamlessly into an environment where power tools and safety equipment wouldn't raise any suspicions. While genuine construction workers were busy with their projects elsewhere on the building, these 4 individuals were about to execute one of the most daring museum heists in modern history. The technical precision of what happened next reveals a level of planning that took months, possibly years to develop. The team extended their metal ladder up to a second-floor window of the Apollo Gallery. One of them climbed up while his accomplices secured the area below, maintaining the illusion of legitimate work. Then came the moment that changed everything. Using an angle grinder, they cut through the reinforced window pane with surgical precision. The sound of cutting glass and metal should have immediately alerted security, and according to the French Culture Ministry, it did. Alarms connected to the Apollo Gallery windows went off the moment the thieves breached the exterior. 5 museum guards who were stationed in the gallery and nearby spaces immediately responded according to their security protocols. But here's the thing that makes this heist so remarkable. Even with alarms blaring and guards responding within seconds, these criminals still had enough time to complete their mission. What happened inside that gallery during those critical minutes reveals the true sophistication of this operation. The thieves didn't panic when the alarm sounded. They didn't abandon their plan or grab whatever was closest. Instead, they moved with the calm efficiency of professionals who had rehearsed every second of their operation. They targeted specific display cases containing the most valuable pieces from the crown jewels collection. Using their angle grinders, they smashed through reinforced glass that was designed to withstand exactly this type of attack. The items they selected tell us everything about their expertise and preparation. 2 brooches, 2 diadems, 2 necklaces, and 2 pairs of earrings. Grabs by these weren't random, desperate amateurs. These were carefully chosen pieces that represented the perfect balance of maximum value and portability. Each item they took had been studied, researched, and selected long before they ever set foot in the museum. But even master criminals make mistakes, and this crew made one that would become crucial evidence. In their rush to escape as security closed in, they dropped the crown belonging to Empress Eugénie, Napoleon III's wife. This ornate gold masterpiece, featuring 1,354 diamonds and 56 emeralds, was found nearby after the thieves fled. The crown suffered damage in the fall, but its recovery provided investigators with their first clues about how this impossible heist was actually pulled off. The escape sequence reveals just how meticulously every aspect of this operation had been choreographed. As museum guards rushed toward the Apollo Gallery, the thieves were already making their way back through the window they had cut open. The team member who had entered the gallery passed the stolen artifacts to his accomplices waiting on the mobile elevator platform. Within seconds, they had retracted their ladder and were preparing for the most dangerous part of their entire operation. This is where the story takes an even more incredible turn. The thieves didn't attempt to drive away in their construction vehicle. That slow would have been too obvious and too easy for authorities to track down. Instead, they had motorcycles waiting nearby as their primary escape vehicles. The transition from the freight elevator to the motorcycles happened so quickly that witnesses later told police they barely had time to process what they were seeing. French Interior Minister Laurent Nunez later described the operation as the work of an obviously very experienced team that acted very quickly. The evidence left behind at the scene tells us just how prepared these criminals were for every contingency. Police recovered 2 angle grinders, a blowtorch, gasoline, gloves, a walkie-talkie, and even a blanket. Each item served a specific purpose in their carefully orchestrated plan. The yellow construction vest, found a short distance from the museum, dropped during their hasty escape, provides fascinating insight into their disguise strategy. These weren't just random work clothes thrown on as an afterthought. The vest was part of a sophisticated deception designed to make them invisible in plain sight. By dressing as construction workers during a time when legitimate construction was happening on the building, they had created the perfect cover for their illegal activities. But here's what makes this heist truly extraordinary compared to other famous museum thefts. The criminals managed to maintain their composure and execute their plan even while surrounded by hundreds of potential witnesses. Culture Minister Rachida Dati later reviewed security footage and noted that the thieves don't target people. They enter calmly, smash display cases, take their loot, and leave. No violence, very professional. This wasn't their first rodeo. The way they handled their tools, the efficiency of their movements, and their ability to work under extreme pressure suggests this team had experience with high-stakes operations. Every action was deliberate, every second accounted for. They knew exactly how long they could spend inside the gallery before security would overwhelm their position. The historical context makes this theft even more shocking. The Louvre has dealt with security breaches before, most famously in 1911 when Vincenzo Peruggia walked out with the Mona Lisa hidden under his smock. That theft took advantage of minimal security and limited technology. But this 2025 heist occurred despite modern surveillance systems, trained security personnel, and decades of lessons learned from previous museum thefts worldwide. What's particularly disturbing is how the thieves exploited weaknesses that have been building for years. Union sources revealed that the equivalent of 200 full-time positions had been cut from the museum over the past 15 years, despite soaring attendance numbers. Staff shortages had become so severe that museum workers went on strike just months before the heist, specifically protesting security vulnerabilities. The technical infrastructure problems were equally concerning. A recent audit by France's highest financial oversight body revealed that 1 in 3 rooms in the Denon wing where this theft occurred had no surveillance cameras. Temperature fluctuations were endangering artwork conservation, and technical equipment throughout the facility was described as outdated and unreliable. These systemic issues created the perfect storm that allowed 4 criminals to walk into one of the world's most famous museums and walk out with priceless national treasures. The thieves had clearly studied these vulnerabilities extensively, timing their operation to exploit every weakness in the Louvre's defenses. The international implications of this successful heist cannot be overstated. Art recovery expert Christopher Marinello had previously described the Louvre's security as the best in the world. If criminals could breach the Louvre's defenses so easily, what did that mean for every other major museum on the planet? So there you have it. The impossible became reality on that Sunday morning in October. 4 criminals with construction equipment, motorcycles, and nerves of steel managed to do what security experts said couldn't be done. They walked into the Louvre Museum and walked out with 8 priceless artifacts worth millions, leaving behind only broken glass, damaged crowns, and a lot of very uncomfortable questions. This wasn't just a theft, this was a wake-up call that echoed through every major museum in the world. If the Louvre, with all its resources and reputation, could be breached so easily, then nowhere was truly safe. The staff cuts, the outdated equipment, the missing cameras in 1/3 of the rooms. All these vulnerabilities that had been building for years finally came together in 7 minutes of perfect criminal execution. The investigation continues, but the damage is done. Those crown jewels are gone, likely already sold to private collectors who will never display them publicly again. The thieves proved that even in our modern world of advanced security systems and instant communication, the oldest tricks still work. Sometimes all you need is the right disguise, perfect timing, and the audacity to believe you can pull off the impossible.